All right, hello everybody. Eric Marks here with FindingMiddleEarth.com, and happy Thanksgiving. It is Wednesday, November 25th, the day before Thanksgiving, but this is probably going to be the last video that I make until after Black Friday and all that craziness is over. So I hope everyone has a wonderful time with their families, and I hope you all slowly slide into a food coma of some sort and eat a lot of good food. But this video, I thought I would make kind of an educational video instead of just a happy Thanksgiving and get off camera. Because I notice every year that a lot of people struggle with the same thing, and that is, how do we get good family photos at Thanksgiving or even Christmas next month in all these holiday get-togethers? How do we get a good pictures? Because every family typically has that one crazy person that runs around with a camera and tries to photograph everyone while they're eating, and just that person. I'm that person in my family. I like to take pictures. I typically don't take all my my big camera stuff to the family events unless a lot of people ask me to sometimes, but I'm not that guy, but I do like pictures. So I thought I'd make this video because I see over and over the same mistake being made by a lot of people at all these get-togethers, and so I thought I would kind of give you guys a couple of alternatives on how you can use your current camera for improving these Thanksgiving or Christmas or holiday photos. So first things first. You probably have a camera that looks something like this. I shoot with Nikon. You can shoot with Canon or Fuji or Olympus or whoever you want to shoot with. This will work on all cameras. So the most common cameras that I see people use are like Nikon D3200s or Canon Rebels of some sort. So on those two cameras, I know both of them have the worst invention ever. Most cameras have the worst invention ever, which is this. The pop-up flash. I hate them. I hate them. I hate them. Now, I don't literally think they're the worst invention ever, because they can help you if you get into a pinch and you have to get a shot and you don't have a flash with you or whatever. However, they pop up all the time if you use your camera in auto mode, in automatic. Okay, so let's talk about that. So I'm not going to sit here and tell you the day before Thanksgiving, take your camera out of automatic mode and learn how to use the shutter speed and all these dials and learn how to, be a manual shooter. I'm not going to do that to you, I promise. I'm going to make this real easy. You can leave your camera in auto mode. You can let your camera pop that flash up whenever it wants to. And I'm going to show you how to kind of control the light on the flash, okay? So first things first, why is it bad that this flash pops up and ruins most people's photos? So the worst thing is, whenever people are doing these get-togethers, most of them are indoors and they're typically in low light, right? Especially this time of year in Atlanta, Georgia, where I live, it gets dark outside at like 5:30 p.m. And so most Thanksgiving dinners are around 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. or whatever. It's typically dark at some point while you're taking pictures. So it's dark outside and you're just working on some kind of fluorescent lighting or something like that inside. And it can be very tough to get your camera to take good photos in these low light situations. And so your camera will always just do this. You'll hold down your shutter button halfway to focus and boom, up comes the flash and it just kills everybody. So the reason why it is so unattractive to the eye when you're looking at these photos is because when you're at a short distance, like most places are, and if you're in a big living room with 30 people of all your closest family, for all these get-togethers, and you take these flashes and it pops up and it's facing right at the person that you're shooting at, or even at a group of people, it hits them right directly in the face from maybe like a few feet away. And so what that does when you let a direct flash hit someone directly in the face, it accentuates all of the worst features, right? So if you're sweating, or if you have, acne, or if you have any kind of imperfections in your face, which we all do, we all have something somewhere, it's going to accentuate it. So this direct flash is going to accentuate all the shadows, basically, in your face. So it's going to accentuate your pores, or any kind of sweat beads that might be on your face, or acne scars, or it can make your skin look extra red. All of the things that people hate looking at themselves in photos. Back when I was in high school, I had really bad acne, and I hated looking at myself in photos because every single time someone would take a photo of me, they would do it with this direct flash, and it would just make my acne bumps look 10 shades more red than it actually was. So it was just terrible. So let's talk about how to kind of control that. So let me take my lens cap off here, and I'm just going to show you. Now, I'm not going to be taking a picture of a person. I'm going to show you some example photos in a minute that I'm going to take of myself on a tripod. But let's talk about this. So I'm going to pop my flash up. I'm going to act like there's a person over here, and I'm just going to take a shot real quick. So what's typically going to happen is you'll point it at someone, you'll hear the beep like that, and then boom, you'll just kill it with a flash. The whole room just gets killed with flash, and there's shadows of the people's heads on the wall behind them. And I mean, you've seen that, right? Those photos where the person's face is so white, but then like the white wall or the yellow wall behind them, there's a whole shadow casted of their face. It's just terribly unattractive. So that's one way of doing it. You can go around and you can do that. My own relatives do it. I see it all the time, and honestly, it makes me sad because I know they just want the memories, but what they're doing is ruining the quality of the photo by doing, walking around with this flash up and every shot just, killing everybody in the face with these flashes and making all just killing the quality, really, just making the photos look really bad. So let's talk about, and now these are some very interesting ways I'm going to show you how to combat this, but it's a cheap way, and it's a way to where the reason I'm posting this video now is because I'm not expecting you guys to go out and buy a $500 flash to put on your camera just for some holiday photos. I'm going to show you some free or very cheap ways to get around this. Okay, so first way. I used to use this before I got any of this nice equipment. I used to shoot on a Nikon D90 and even a D80, and I used this exact trick, and it worked flawlessly. Okay, so let's talk about this. This is just a regular plastic cup. Okay, most people have these at their holiday get-togethers. Okay, I grabbed this from one that we're going to be using on my holiday get-together. Okay, so let's simply take this cup. This is a plastic transparent cup, and I'm going to cup it over my flash. Now, this is going to look a little goofy. That's okay, because it's not going to be so goofy once everyone sees how the photos turn out. Okay, so I'm just going to rest it over my flash like so. Let it rest on it, and then, I mean, with the camera the way it's shaped, most of them should be able to even stay on there pretty good without falling off. So anyway, I'm going to do that. I'm going to take another shot. All right, I'm going to act like there's a person over there. I'll take a shot, and boom, I can already tell just looking on my camera how much softer that is. So you're probably thinking, well, what does putting a cup on my flash really do for me? What it's doing is it's actually diffusing the harsh power of the flash, and before it ever even hits the subject, all within like a hundredth of a second, the flash is spiraling around this cup and throwing the light all around the room in 360-degree manner. Okay? So they actually make something very similar to these that you can buy for your flash. It's called the Gary Fong Light Sphere. It's like $80. Or if you're just, kind of an amateur and you just want to get better photos, use a plastic cup, okay? So in some cases, this still might be a little too harsh if you're very close to your subject, okay? I mean, if you're like really, really close. And so I, of course, when I was just starting out, came up with another way to combat that. So you got this cup. We all have paper towels, right? So I took a paper towel and I just got some Scotch tape and I just taped it around this cup like so, just wrapped it around like that and taped it, and I took another shot, and that softens it even more because now we have this plastic cup, this transparent plastic cup, and a paper towel, which is almost like a softbox or those big umbrellas that you see some of the photo studios using. This is just softening the light. So the biggest piece of advice I can give you in doing this is make sure it's nothing colored. Make sure it's not like a blue cup or a red cup or whatever, because if you do that, or for example, like a red napkin, it'll actually cast that color of light on your subject's face. So then your subjects will be red or blue or yellow or whatever. You don't want that. You want a neutral color like white. So that is the easiest way at a Thanksgiving or Christmas get-together to get, I mean, I'm not kidding, like day and night better photos, because what that's going to do is it's going to prevent that harsh light hitting your subject and creating those terrible shadows cast on the walls behind you. I'm telling you, it's going to make things look a ton better. Okay, so that's that. That's pretty much the best way. If you do wonder another option that, if you want to go out and buy a piece of gear, that's fine, more power to you. there's these flashes. You can get, there's tons of them. If you shoot Canon or Nikon or Sony, they make them for all brands. You can run down to your local Best Buy and probably find one. However, I'd recommend ordering on bnhphoto.com or something like that. But if you want to get it by tomorrow, go to Best Buy or something like that. So this here just goes onto the camera. I turn it on. And this actually allows you to point the light in whatever direction you want. So you can point it directly at the subject, which we don't want to do. I normally point it at the ceiling. You can even turn it around like so and point it like back at me or over my head or whatever. So I'm just going to leave it pointed at the ceiling. And I'm going to take another shot here. Okay, great. So what it basically does is all of this technique that I'm showing you is just basically bouncing your light. You're still using flash, you're still using artificial light, you're just bouncing it elsewhere instead of hitting the subject directly in the face. It's just never attractive that way. So I hope this helped. If you guys have any questions at all, please leave them in the comments or message me, hit me up on Facebook, Twitter, and typically you'll have a plastic cup. You gotta have a paper towel. If not, a quick trip to Walmart. It's not gonna hurt you to get better photos. Don't worry about looking goofy, because just tell people you just saw some crazy person on YouTube tell you to do this and blame it all on me, and I promise you'll get better photos. So thank you guys so much. Hit me up on the blog, findingmiddleearth.com. Check me out, and you guys have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Thanks a lot, guys. Take care.